What's going on with you guys, man? Welcome back with another piece of content. This is Warrior for Christ. I want to talk about how semen retention is the best way for you to conquer your life, conquer your habits, conquer your addictions, your problems, right? When you're retaining your sexual energy, you just have the mental clarity to overcome what you've been struggling with for years and years. This can be from your corn addiction. This can be from cigarette smoking addiction, alcohol addiction, drug addiction, whatever the case is. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that it's directly going to just overnight fix all of your problems. No, because nothing happens overnight. Things incrementally, if I'm even saying that word correctly, things progressively get better when you're focusing on changing the problem and fixing the problem. Okay? When you're focused on conquering your old self, right? A lot of times when us men, we release our sperm fluid, by, ejaculation and whatnot, having that habit of its own, we don't really see clearly what our problem is. And I know for me, when I had a problem with self-ejaculation, I wasn't able to really see clearly what my problem was. I wasn't able to evaluate my life accordingly. Okay, I didn't have the mental clarity. I didn't have the alertness. I didn't really have that light bulb go off in my head to tell me, okay, this is what I gotta fix. This is what I gotta change now. This is what I gotta do to progress my life going forward. These are the habits that I need to change now, right? And it's like, when you're releasing all the time, right, and you have this issue, you're just, your whole life, your whole world is pretty much foggy. Like everything is blurred and you don't really see what your problem is. So you're not able to fix it. You're not able to identify what your problems are and have a solution for them. And I can speak for myself personally that when I practiced semen retention, I was able to conquer every other area of my life and progress it forward. I was able to conquer my depression. I was able to conquer my social anxiety, right? I didn't have much anxiety like that anymore. You know what I mean? Sometimes when you're in different environments, you have that anxious feeling, but it goes away after a while. That tends to happen when you're going to a whole new environment. You're going to feel a little bit anxious. But if you're just operating from your normal life day to day, that anxious feeling is going to fade away, right? You're going to be able to go about your day, without any real anxiety or any depression coming your way. I've had crippling depression, where depression was stifling my ability to progress my life going forward. It was stopping me from, accomplishing my goals. Okay, it was stopping me from taking any action. It put me in that state of fear to not want to do anything with my life. Constantly overthinking everything. One thing I've noticed, and I realized that overthinking, it just becomes a thing of the past. Okay, and even if that was the case for me, if it came back, the overthinking, I'm easily to manage it, know what I got to do. I can't always be present for every problem. I can only tackle one problem at a time, and that's it. I can't tackle multiple problems at one time. I got to do everything, day by day. So it's like, if I'm overthinking about something, overthinking about a task or a goal, well, I know that goal is not going to be accomplished if I'm not completing step by step by step. I got to complete one step, then the second step, and the third step. Okay? I can't focus on two steps at the same time, because the result of overthinking is trying to do all this stuff in one time. You're trying to rush through the process. Overthinking is when you're trying to catch up, and you're not really qualified to get to that certain level yet until you've gone through these steps first, right? And you're questioning your ability, you're doubting yourself constantly. This is where you just got to take one step at a time. And this all comes back to having the clarity of mind, having a clear mind when you're practicing retention. Because I'm trying to tell y'all, man, like when you just self ejaculate all the time, it's like you are like preventing yourself from thinking clearly and not having the clear mind to, really fix your problems. You're just adding on more stress, adding on more problems to your life. And the more problems that add on to your life, you know, the longer it's going to take for you to actually fix them. You want to deal with your problems as you go along your life. You don't want to just let things build up and build up and build up. You know what I mean? You have that mindset now to tackle whatever problem comes your way. And this is why I link this to retention, because it really works when you apply yourself. You conquer certain areas of your life with the sexual energy that you are retaining, right? If you're just busting for lust all the time, you know, you're not going to have the clear mind. You're not going to tackle your problems head on as they come to you. Why? Because you don't have the energy. You don't have the energy to tackle your problems. It comes back to when your brain is fogged, right? And you have this fatigue, this physical fatigue and mental fatigue to not want to do anything. It's happened to me so many times. It's like, I know I got to go to the gym and work out. I know I got to take care of business somewhere, somewhere elsewhere, right? Got to make phone calls. You got to, keep, get the move on. You know what I mean? You got to do things around the apartment, do things outside, whatever the case is. And you're just not going to have that energy to tackle all of your to-do list to get things done. So it's like it just becomes a struggle with you internally to, like, get this done, get that done, complete this task, because you're low on energy. You're low on energy. And whatever problems that you have, your addictions, your habits, it's like you're still going to continue those same things because you're not actively, identifying those problems and looking for a solution to fix them step by step. You know, I had a problem with smoking in my past. And, for me, smoking wasn't a hard thing for me to quit, but it took me a while to kind of get over smoking. I quit smoking about after 2 years, and it's like I just never went back to it after a while. I didn't feel like spending money on getting a pack of cigarettes, and I realized it was going to be bad for my lungs going forward. I had enough wherewithal, enough common sense to know, listen, this is probably going to be bad for your lungs long term. You don't want to, take that risk by inhaling all that nicotine into your system. And then, when you get older, this is going to happen. cancer may develop and whatnot. So that was something that I had to avoid and I had to quit. You know what I mean? And it's like we sometimes we have the solution to our problems. We just don't want to fix them step by step. We don't want to act on the solution, right? And for you as men, for us as men, if we have a problem in our life and we got issues that we need to tackle, then we need the energy to do it. We need to have a clear mind to tackle these problems and to conquer them. So that being said, I want to leave y'all with that. You know, retention is a very useful practice. It's not something that you can use your entire life. I feel like the end goal is to get married one day, to have kids, procreate with a woman that you love and she loves you. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all together, right? That's pretty much the end goal. But when it comes to yourself, individually as a man, there are certain areas of your life that you need to conquer first. And I feel like retention is a useful tool to conquer certain areas of your life.